Alright, as I wait for my car to cool down over there, it's been baking in the sun all day, I thought I would tell you the differences between California poker and Iowa poker, because they're both much different than Vegas in similar ways, but they do have differences. Let's get into it. So two things that you might think go hand in hand, but they don't seem to. Volatility and skill. I think Council Bluffs has way more skill in the player pool. The people in Council Bluffs like study poker away from the table. They kind of talk about strategy in a way that's not annoying. In Vegas, it's really annoying when everyone does it. In Council Bluffs, not so much. They're very good players in Council Bluffs. They enjoy playing deep. They want to play deep. They have raising ranges, 3-bet ranges. They understand balance. They understand like levels, level 0, 1, etc. But way more volatility in California, at least for me. When your opponents have like some thoughts, you can play against them a little more consistently, and that's what I feel happens in Council Bluffs. They're difficult games, they're aggressive games, but it's fairly consistent, my time there. Occasionally there's like one big loss. There's a fly over here. There's like one big loss occasionally, but besides that, fairly consistent my time last summer and my time throughout law school. In Council, here in California, it's just like every hand could be a 3-way all-in where you lose to a backdoor gutter, which makes for great games, but it does massively increase the volatility. We see way more hands in Iowa. So the pots here are large, there's a lot of all-ins, but in Iowa, people seem to just kind of know what they're doing. It's not that in either place we need to tell people it's their turn. That happens in Vegas all the time, and it happened in Oklahoma a lot. It doesn't happen in Iowa or California, needing to tell people it's his or her turn. But in Council Bluffs, they usually have like a plan for the hand, and they act fairly quickly. Even though here in California we see a lot of big pots also, they happen a little differently, and a lot of people will like put out bets and have no idea how they're going to react to a raise. In Council Bluffs, they understand a little more how they're going to react to a call, to a raise, etc., and the hands go by a little faster. Both places are very social. I would have to give the edge to California by a little bit. Haven't played here a ton, but I would have to give the edge over here. I don't know, a lot of the same topics: hunting, fishing, occasionally poker, of course sports. It just seems like even like the boring tables out here are still incredibly social and fun, and like people don't ask to break. Like everyone's having a good time, and a little more relaxed, I guess, adds to how social it is. In Council Bluffs, it's like people taking it more seriously, and rules are enforced a little more. And out here, not as much. Very lax, very friendly. A lot of people speaking Spanish, and no one cares. So social, I'd have to give the edge to California. And just touched upon 2 more categories. Way more speaking a language other than English out here. People speak Spanish all the time, and I think I only heard once so far. For me right now, it's June 8th. So I've played here 7 days, and only once so far someone said like, not while you're in a hand, you need to speak English. I mean, there's a lot of it that goes by and no one cares. And yeah, rules not so enforced. Like most places, say there's a bet of like 50 and someone doesn't see it and someone bets like 18. The real rule is you could fold and forfeit the 18, or you can call the 50. Out here, no one really cares if you just take the 18 back and fold for 0. Once so far, one time in 7 days, someone called the floor to get a ruling, and the ruling was, nah, he didn't see it, he could pull it back. So very friendly, very like easy on newer players, rec players, people not paying attention so much. So rules much more enforced in other cities, not so much here in California, including speaking Spanish at the table. And last one, I guess, size of the player pool. It's kind of tough because, I mean, if you're living within like 40 miles of Council Bluffs, that's where you're playing. The next closest option is Kansas City, has 2 rooms. Also, I think if you went north from Council Bluffs, Des Moines, there's some city in very far northwest Iowa that has poker. Also some city pretty far east of Council Bluffs that has poker, but people mention them. I don't hear a ton about it. I mean, Lake Elsinore doesn't have a huge player pool, but I mean, I'm 90 minutes right now from like 7 to 12 other poker rooms. So the state has way more people, of course. This one like metropolitan area, I would say, also does, but it's so spread out that you don't see a ton of them in Lake Elsinore. Lake Elsinore usually has like 4 very good games, 4 games, all of which are very good. Council Bluffs, I mean, there are times there are like 10. There are like 10 1-3 tables, a 2-3 table, a 5-5 table, an Omaha 8 table. So it's condensed. You know, Council Bluffs has all of the business in that area. Lake Elsinore, which I've only played Lake Elsinore so far, doesn't have all of the business in this metropolitan area. So take for that what you will, and there it is, the difference between California poker and Iowa poker. Both a lot different than Vegas. That was kind of the point of the video that I never mentioned, but different in different ways.
Yeah, I got it at the stadium in May.